Welcome to the optical fiber communication. In today's lecture, we will discuss some losses that will occur in the optical fiber communication. Now, as the signal passes through the fiber, it gets attenuated because of distortion. Different types of distortions that occurred in the fiber are shown in the figure. So, attenuation is caused by the absorption, scattering, or bending losses. One more distortion that is caused in the fiber is called as a dispersion. Dispersion is nothing but spreading of the pulse at the receiver. In today's lecture, I will explain attenuation and bending loss in the optical fiber. Let us look at the history of attenuation. As shown in the figure, attenuation is in dB per kilometer, is plotted as a function of wavelength for a typical silica based fiber. Now, the first generation optic systems employed the wavelength of 850 nanometer. This wavelength corresponds to the first window of the optical communication. The wavelength was used for two main reasons. First, the technology for the LEDs that can couple to the fibers have already been discovered, and second, that is silicon based photodiodes could be used for the detection of 850 nanometer wavelength. This window exhibited a relatively high loss of the order 2 dB per kilometer. That is, almost 63% power will be available after 1 kilometer of a distance. Now, as the technology progressed, the first window became less attractive. Now, it was clear during the 1970s that the repeater spacing could be increased by operating the light wave system in the wavelength near 1300 nanometer. So, the second generation systems used a second window at 1300 nanometer. This window has theoretically zero dispersion for silica fibers and also lesser attenuation around 0.5 dB per kilometer. That is, almost 90% power is available at a distance of 1 kilometer. Then in 1977, this Nippon Telegraph and Telephone succeeded in developing a third window at 1550 nanometer. This window has offered theoretically minimum attenuation for the silica fibers. The corresponding loss was about 0.2 dB per kilometer. That is, almost 95% power is available at the end of 1 kilometer. So, this is how the optical windows has been evolved. So, we will discuss the attenuation. The attenuation or transmission loss of the optical fiber is one of the most important factors, since the attenuation determines the maximum distance that can be travelled by light without using repeater. So, when attenuation is minimum, signal can travel a longer distance and hence less number of repeaters are required in between transmitter and receiver. Now the signal attenuation within fiber is normally expressed in terms of the logarithmic unit, which is called as a decibel. Decibel is normally used to compare two power levels. It can be defined as ratio of the power input to the power output. Now, in optical fiber communication, the attenuation is normally expressed in decibel per unit length, which is given by alpha is equal to 10 log to the base 10 pi by p0 divided by the length L. So this alpha is a signal attenuation in dB per unit length. Length is normally considered in kilometer. So let us consider one example. When the mean optical power launched into 8 kilometer length of fiber is 120 microwatt, the mean optical power at the fiber output is 3 microwatt. We have to find what is overall signal attenuation, then signal attenuation per kilometer, that is alpha, and overall attenuation for the 10 kilometer fiber with splices at 1 kilometer having 1 dB of loss. So now in this case, the launch power in the fiber is 120 microwatt, that is input power, and the output power after 8 kilometer distance is 3 microwatt. So if we just put the values, we can get the signal attenuation. Now this is the overall attenuation of the fiber for the length 8 kilometer, that is pi by p0. So this is 16 dB. Now to find attenuation per unit length, we can divide this attenuation by total length. So we will get alpha dB, that is attenuation coefficient, as 2 dB per kilometer. So that means when you launch 120 microwatt of power, about 63% power will be available after traveling 1 kilometer distance. So again for next kilometer, 63% of the previous 63% power will be available after next 1 kilometer. So in this way power will get reduced. So if you want to find what will be the overall attenuation for 10 kilometer optical link, now this alpha is 2 dB per kilometer. So the total loss because of the 10 kilometer fiber link will be 2 into 10, that is 20 dB. Now it is given that after 1 kilometer, one splice is connected. So for splices, the loss is 1 dB. So if we consider the 10 kilometer distance and having splices after 1 kilometer, we need total of 9 splices. So the loss contributed by the splices will be 9 dB. So the total attenuation after this 10 kilometer distance would be 29 dB. So this is how you can find the attenuation. Now next loss that occur in the fiber is the bending loss. Now the optical fibers suffer the radiation losses at bends or curves during their transmission. The bends can either be macro or micro bend. Let us first discuss what is macro bending loss. Now when the bend radius of the fiber is much greater than the diameter of the fiber, macrobending loss occur. When an optical fiber is bent over a large radius, light energy in the fiber starts to leak out of the fiber. These phenomena we call as a macro bending loss or radiation loss in optical fiber. Now, as the radius of curvature decreases, the loss will increase exponentially. We will see this. When the optical fiber is installed, theoretically it must be laid in perfectly straight line, and any twisting or bending must be avoided. But in practice, the fibers get bent when laid into the system due to different reasons. So if we consider in straight fiber, the wavefronts of the light ray propagating inside the fiber are parallel to each other and normal to the direction of propagation of wave. So in the given figure, every point on a particular wavefront moves with equal velocity, and hence the overall mode propagates forward through the optical fiber. But when the fiber is bent, the wavefronts are no more parallel to each other. So in this case, part of the mode which is on the outer side of the bend is required to travel faster than that on the inner side, so that the wavefront perpendicular to the direction of propagation is maintained. So if we consider point on the inner bend is moving with a particular velocity v, then the point away from this side has to move with a faster velocity. So, for some part of the mode which is away from the center axis of the fiber, it has to move faster than speed of light in that medium. And as this is not possible, the energy associated with this part of the mode is lost through radiation. In the figure, xc is the distance from the axis of the fiber at which velocity of the point on the wavefront requires to exceed the maximum velocity of light in that medium. Again, if the radius of bend, that is r, decreases, xc also decreases, and more energy would be lost due to radiation. So for less radiation loss, the radius of curvature of the bend, that is r, should be large. Now this loss can be represented by alpha r, which is called radiation attenuation coefficient, where the C1 and C2 are constants and r is the radius of curvature of the bend. Now in multimode fiber, the bending loss is quite large. So for these fibers, the critical bending radius can be obtained as Rc is almost equal to 3 n1 square lambda divided by 4 pi n1 square minus n2 square raised to 3 by 2. So from this equation, we can observe that the macro bending losses in multimode fibers can be reduced by designing the fiber with large relative refractive index difference and operating at the shortest possible wavelength. Again, if the fields of a particular mode are spread much more in the cladding, the radiation loss for those modes is also higher. Therefore, for a given bend, higher order modes have higher radiation losses. Now, the critical radius of curvature for single mode fiber can be obtained as RCS given by this equation, where lambda c is the cutoff wavelength for the mode. Then next is the micro bending loss. Now, micro bends are nothing but small fluctuations in the radius of curvature of the fiber axis. So, this loss is related to the random axial distortions that occur during the cabling when the fiber is pressed against a surface that is not perfectly smooth. The microbends are nothing but small scale fluctuations in the radius of curvature of the fiber axis. Now, these fluctuations are caused by non-uniformities while fiber manufacturing or the non-uniform lateral pressure created during cabling of the fiber. So now, as you can see in the diagram, when light beam strikes these imperfections, its direction changes. So the angle of propagation is also changed. Now we know that for total internal reflection, the incidence angle at the core cladding boundary must be greater than critical angle of incidence. So the ray will be reflected. But now, because of the bend, the incidence angle is now changed, and if it is less than the critical angle, that is, the condition for the total internal reflection is not attained, the light beam will leak out of the fiber core. Now, one way to reduce such losses in single mode fiber is to choose V number near cutoff value for step index mode, that is 2.405, so that the mode energy is confined within the fiber core. So this is about attenuation and bending loss. Thank you.